You were told that you would be in a wheelchair, unable to walk before 30.
It was a little scary. I got injured in war, and as a result of that, I ended up with quite a few injuries to my spinal column and neck and knees.
Being early 20s, how do you mentally process that?
Being in combat, it showed me what I was capable of. Hey, you're not this weakling. I used to get beat up a lot in middle school.
Who were you proving the point to?
Anyone and everyone who ever doubted me and told me, no, you're not strong enough, you're not, smart enough, you're not big enough, whatever it is. Big middle finger to the bullies. I had never considered a trainer. A little bit of a pride thing. Well, I know how to work out. I'd go to the gym for a while. I would try different programs, only do them for a couple of weeks and then fall off those. My boss and good friend is Dave Kennedy. But hey, he found this new guy and his method is working. And I need to reach out to this guy. And I did. 5 years later, we're sitting in your gym in Belfast. I've told you this before, you're the trainer to the hackers.
And why are you making it about me and not about you?
I'd like to impress you, because you're an impressive dude, so.
You said the opinions of other people don't matter.
That is something I struggle with.
Why do you still seek that? Because you didn't answer the question.
I didn't, like I said, I didn't want to feel like I was a burden. That's what I was trying to say.
Truthfully, it's exhausting. It sounds like confidence is the thing that you want.
Yeah, definition of a word that I struggled with for a long time is, am I a hacker?
What does confidence mean to you?
That's a good question.
Today we sit down with Boyd. We discuss finding his why, understanding his confidence, and proving a point. But to who? He's one of the We Hack Health OGs. We delve deeper than he thought, and I thought we would. So strap in. Right, Boyd, thanks for joining us. Welcome.
Good to be here.
Good, I'm glad. I'm just getting straight into it. Obviously, you're here in Belfast. We'll talk about the evolution of the lifting camps in some way, shape or form, but you're here, maybe not specifically, but definitely a huge part of it was your attempt at the Rogue 1,000 pound challenge.
Mm-hmm.
So let's talk about that. That was yesterday.
It was.
How was that for you? And then we'll get into the journey that got you to that, but how was that yesterday for you?
So that was incredible. It was a little scary. I knew I had it before, but I just had to be sure, And then, the doubts about whether or not I could do it kind of washed away with the whole group there cheering me on. That really helped.
Okay. So I'll say it as my thought is, you are a person, and you have admitted this, that does things to prove a point.
Mm-hmm.
Yesterday, that was proving a point.
It was.
Okay.
Very much.
Who were you proving the point to?
To a mixture of people, so to myself, to my past self, and to anyone and everyone who ever doubted me and told me, no, you can't do it, whatever it might be. You're not strong enough, you're not smart enough, you're not big enough, whatever it is.
Okay, not smart enough to do the math of fucking kilograms. how to fuck that, those spreadsheets and everything. But, I think, you and I have talked about this quite a lot. I guess there's no other way to sugarcoat it. We're written off in terms of through injury. Mm-hmm. By doctors and other people. You said that you were told that you would be in a wheelchair, unable to walk before 30.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go there.
Yeah. So I got injured in war. And as a result of that, I ended up with quite a few injuries to my spinal column and neck and knees and things like that.
Kind of necessary, all those things.
What's that?
All those things are kind of necessary.
They're kind of necessary for being able to walk. And one of the doctors that x-rayed me looked at it and he goes, yeah, you're screwed. Essentially, you're not going to be able to walk. By the time you're 30, you'll probably be wheelchair bound. And then at that moment, I kind of had a choice. I could despair and cry and be all upset about it. And instead, I turned around and I said, no, I'm going to be PG here. F that.
There's absolutely no need to be PG here at all. You're talking to.
Okay, yeah. No, I said, no, fuck that. I refuse to let that be what limits me. I refuse to let that be what defines me.
Okay. So what age were you when you had that conversation?
What was what?
What age were you when you had that conversation?
I think I was around 23, 24, 25.
Okay. So being early 20s.
Early 20s, yeah.
Somebody telling you that in the potential of the next 5 years that you'll be unable to walk. Like, how do you mentally process that?
I took it as a challenge immediately. I remember sitting there thinking about it for a minute, and I remember just telling myself, like, you have a choice now. This is a choice here. You could take what he says, to heart and let it define you and let it define everything you're going to do, or you can forge your own path forward. So I said, fuck that, and decided to forge my own path forward.
Once you get the t-shirt, you have to fucking get a photo and send it to that guy and be like, well, what about this ticket? But no. So in my eyes, things like that you are presented with, you know, a decision, a choice, hard things, we'll say. I generally, in my own experience, feel like the unacceptingness, the not, you know, just accepting things for how they are, or sort of going against grain or the norm or whatever, has come from, you know, past experience, proof, having done that before. Are there things that before that sort of, like, were you that sort of person, or do you think that made you that sort of person?
I think I was always kind of that sort of person. At least I had it in me. Again, not you know, just harping on war, but being in combat, and seeing what I saw and enduring what you know, we all endured. It kind of, you know, it showed me what I was capable of, you know, especially being in the Army at a young age or whatever. That showed me, like, hey, you're not this weak, small weakling. I used to get beat up a lot in middle school and things, and got in a lot of fights. And then joining the military, joining the Army, showed me, like, no, you're not this weak, small guy that's been defined by all this, by these bullying and all this harassment and everything that you endured. You're much more powerful, and you have much more inside of you, and you're capable of much more than you realize. And then that evolved over time, you know, again, while I was in the Army and then during in combat and stuff, and seeing what I could endure and what I could, you know, take on, and then continue to press forward. And it redefined how I thought about myself, and, you know, redefined what I thought was capable and what I thought all humans were capable of at that point.
Okay. So even within that, you know, the joining the Army, was that in some way a point to prove, again, to yourself, but also to those bullies, and, you know, you being smaller, weaker, or whatever?
Yeah. It was. It was a big middle finger to the bullies, to the you know, big and small, to the guys that, you know, harass you and beat you up and start fights with you, however they may look in life, and being told that, you know, listen, you know, this is your limit. This is all you're going to be. This is all you're going to be good for, whatever it might be. Yeah. And then, of course, the bullies that we had in America, you know, we had just 9/11 had just happened. You know, yeah, I before that, I had always, you know, realized, like, I'm going to be a soldier. And then when that hit, it just double solidified it. Like, yeah, the second I can, I'm joining. And in the States, it's 17. So I had to keep harassing the recruiters until I was 17 before they let me join. But yeah, that was my big middle finger to all that.
Okay. On that, and this is I guess I thought that I had a conversation with Matt about yesterday, but I sort of, like, have around in my head quite a lot. The proving a point thing, and I like, absolutely, I do things to prove points, and sometimes it's myself and sometimes it's other people.
Yeah.
Which do you believe is more valuable? Proving a point to yourself or to other people?
At the end of the day, no one else's opinion matters. No one else's opinion counts. No one else's thoughts about you has any say, recollection, has any strength or backing to anything that you do or that you're capable of. So proving the point to yourself is far more important.
Okay. So if all of those things are true, that nothing that anybody else says or their opinion about you matters, why pursue proving a point for other people?
Because you have to get to the level of self-confidence, which I lacked, to forego what everyone else thinks. So while I was trying to prove that point to everyone else, I still lacked a lot of self-confidence, a lot of self-motivation, a lot of self-discipline. So this is to prove the world wrong. And then as I grew and matured and got some more emotional maturity and confidence and strength, then I realized I don't have anything to prove to anyone else. This is all for me. Okay.
So the proving a point to other people led to the proving a point to yourself?
Yeah.
Okay, fair. I think I said this to you. We spoke earlier this year, and you gave me a number of goals that were, like, opposite of each other that you wanted to do this year. And I was like, okay, can we do one first, and then we fucking work the rest out?
Yeah.
I'm pretty confident that I said, me knowing me, and if my recollection of the conversation is correct, I think I said to you, do you think those people give a fuck about if you do this or not? Do you think they even fucking remember like anything that they said about you that have put you on this path of like, I'm going to fucking show them?
No, I don't think I'm even a thought in any of those folks' minds. So this was
fuck them anyway.
Fuck them anyway. This was kind of like the end cap of that particular journey. This was the capstone, I should say, of that particular journey. This was the the epitome of like I am not weak. I am strong. Like I have what it takes. I am capable, despite limitations, despite injuries, despite whatever self-talk I've given myself or what other people have given to me. Like I'm stronger than that.
Okay.
Sometimes even stronger than my own beliefs, and that goes for anybody.
Okay. I'm going to push a little bit on that because I know you are this sort of person, and I have seen it in the past couple of days. Whenever, somebody answers a question, you're like, can we delve a little bit deeper? Can I push it a little bit more on that?
Guilty.
Would you say it is true that you're a person that attaches things as in, I am this way because of that thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I am X way because of Y event, or these words were said, which now led to this conclusion, which led to this action.
Okay. Why do you see value in that?
In pushing further, or
no, in attaching, like in finding the reason.
In finding the reason.
And again, this is a complete assumption, so if I'm wrong, please correct me. I assume there has been some sort of mindset shift, mental journey that you have been like, okay, right, well, I am this way. I want to know why I am this way. And then going backwards to try and find the reason or attach it to a thing.
That's a good question. So finding a reason, and this is going to sound like a cliche answer, but it gives you, like, I hate to use the word grounding, but it gives you like a foundation. It gives you a basis, and it stops you from wandering aimlessly, right? When you start pursuing whatever it is, goal, motivation, whatever, and then you go, okay, well, what's my why? When you can find your why, that helps ensure that you have something to call back on in those moments of doubt, when you don't feel that disciplined, when you're not feeling it. Okay, well, what's my why? What's the whole purpose or reason for doing this, right? Like, what am I getting up at 6 a.m. for and lifting weights, or, why am I eating chicken and rice for the third time this week, or whatever? It's you have a backing. Okay, I am doing this. I know I can, progress towards this goal. Here is, why? Well, to get stronger. Well, why do I want to get stronger? Not just because. You don't want to because. A because doesn't get you anywhere. You need like a good, firm foundation. This is looping back now. A good, firm foundation of, this is my baseline. This is why I have to do this, or why I'm choosing to do this. And now I can build up from there. So I have my baseline, and then you can stack from there and build up towards whatever it is. Okay,
so you're approaching your why backwards, instead of thinking my why is to do this for this future outcome.
It's and it depends on the why. It is backwards. A lot of them are backwards, and then a lot of them are forwards. Okay. And it evolves too, right? You have your why. Well, why am I doing this? For instance, to stop the bullies, and that then evolves into, okay, no longer need to be worrying about bullies chasing me. What's my why now? Well, I want to be strong for my kids. I want to make sure that I can wrestle with them, 10 years from now. I want to be able to pick them up, throw them around. I've got 2 boys. I want to be able to keep up with them while they're playing and in their sports and things that they're, going to get into, if they so choose. I'm going to be able to protect my family. I'm going to be able to stand up and fight if I need to still. Be mobile. I don't want to be wheelchair bound at 50, 60, 70. There's so many guys now and gals that their health has declined so rapidly that they're in old folks' homes at the age of 60, and that's not for me. So my why has now evolved as I've discovered more about what I'm capable of and what I can do, to now it's not as selfish about me. Now it's, I have all these other people to take care of.
Okay. If I were to challenge you on that, because I struggle with the trying to find a reason or attach in the past. I don't believe it's true.
You know what?
I don't believe it's true. I feel like we can do that, but I don't necessarily think that me personally, I don't think there's value in going backwards and trying to work out all these reasons, because the truth that we have is based on the stories we tell ourselves. So I could go back and say, I work the way that I do because something that happened to me when I was 6. I don't know necessarily that is actually true. I'm a person that will always question that. But it seems like you value that, having that reason.
To a degree, and I want to touch on the thing you said about the truth. Oftentimes, an event will happen, for instance, and this is just an example. An event will happen, and we will form what we think are truths in our head based on that event, or based on what somebody said, or how we felt at a time of something, right? So we'll form these truths in our head, and we'll go, well, that's true. When you go back and revisit that later, and you actually break it down, and a good exercise is to write down what happened, how you felt, what you heard, what you saw, and then what's actually true. And in that last column, you write down, this is true, this is like actionable, I have evidence to point to the truth of this. You find out that a lot of that stuff doesn't actually exist. It was a self-defense mechanism, or it was a mental defense, or an emotional defense, or something. Your sister talked about, the monkey, the chimp that everyone has. And sometimes it's that, protective animal coming out. And what you thought you heard, or what you understood isn't necessarily true. You've just made it true. So I find value in going back sometimes, for some things, and going, okay, that wasn't actually true, right? It's just been sitting, it's just the chimp that's been sitting on my, shoulder or whatever, beating that truth into my head. And it's not actually definably, with evidence, categorically true. Like, what's actually true is, for instance, like the 1,000-pound club. I can lift 1,000 pounds according to the Rogue standards. That is true. That is actionable. I have evidence now to support that. You are a trainer who has clientele and a gym. That is actionable. That is true. There's evidence to prove it around us, right? So
do you think there's value that, and then whether the things are true or not true, if you can attach your truth to them, that helps you then move forward from that thing?
Yeah, it does. If I can find what's actually true versus what may or may not be, or what's made up, or it's the bad thoughts, demons, whatever you want to call it. I know for me, I can speak for myself. It helps me move forward, because now I can close that book or move on from that or whatever. And then it helps redefine a lot of the self-talk, or redefine a lot of what other people have said that I've now made true about me. I can redefine that,
Okay, fair. This is our 15th We Hack Health event. I have no idea how many you have been to. Definitely at least 3, maybe more.
Yeah.
Nashville is the first one I remember. And I
had no idea what I was in for.
Yeah. Now or then?
Both. Yeah, both.
I would recommend you go and have a look at those photos of you in Nashville, because you are... it's worth going and visiting those photos.
I appreciate that.
So you've been about for a while. What led you here in the first place?
Yeah.
Not here at my gym. What led you to
your gym?
Reaching out, having a call?
Yeah.
How do we get started?
So my boss and good friend is Dave Kennedy. Never heard of him. He's a great guy. Love him to death. For as long as I've known him, which is a very long time at this point now, I knew he struggled with his weight, and he worked as hard as he could to try to lose the weight. And he went through every fitness program on the planet. And I always tried to encourage him from a distance. Hey man, you got this. You're doing great. But for him, those things weren't sticking. The fad diets weren't sticking, whatever. And then he started getting on social media, on Twitter, X, talking about, hey, he found this new guy, and his method is working. And he started posting pictures of this radical change that he'd been working so hard to achieve. And now he's achieving it. Like something clicked, something changed, whatever it was. He's finally achieving this thing that he had set out to do for a while. So I saw that and I was like, holy crap, like that's incredible. Like the transformation, he posted a transformation pic early on. And now when you look at that pic to him now, it's unbelievable. Oh, holy crap. It said something for me because, you know, I knew a little bit about fitness from the Army, and I'd been in and out of the gym kind of, you know, on and off my whole life, but never really had a good, solid foundation of what a proper training regimen looked like. I never had a good, solid foundation of like what food and nutrition looked like, how a calorie worked, you know, how a protein worked, that kind of thing. So seeing that and seeing him and seeing how structured he was and the changes he was making clicked something for me. I said, you know, I need to reach out to this guy. I want to see what he's about. You know, I have great trust in Dave, and if he says this guy's legit, well, you know what, I'm going to reach out. And I did. And now, I think we're at 5 years now. 5 years later, we're sitting in your gym in Belfast.
Yeah.
So
are you saying that you struggled with similar things to him? Like you saw the things that he struggled with and you potentially struggled with similar things, or is that what you're saying? I
did. Yeah. I struggle with that. I struggle with, you know, staying disciplined, staying consistent. I'd go to the gym for a while and back off, or, you know, I'd start to eat healthy and that would fall off the wayside. I would try different programs, you know, and then just get bored of them, you know, and only do them for a couple of weeks and then fall off those. So I had never considered a trainer before. I always thought that was for, you know, folks, you know, fancier than I am, or for folks that didn't know, you know, which, you know, a little bit of a pride thing. Well, I know how to work out, you know. But then it wasn't just about lifting weights, right? It was a whole holistic approach. It was sleep, for instance. I never tracked my sleep before. It was nutrition, everything else. And that's when I was like, you know, he's not just going to be like, go do 6 sets of dumbbell curls. Like this guy's actually trying to look at the entire lifestyle and look at it from a whole lifestyle perspective and a holistic approach that way.
Okay. So you said then you used to try workouts in the past and get bored. Like you said, I think we're maybe 4.5, 5 years in. I'm only saying not 5 years because I've only been coaching Dave for 5 years this month. So you come after that.
I was right after him. So,
yeah. Why have you not become bored of this?
That's a good question.
They're all good questions.
They're all good questions. Yeah. No, he's a great host. You tend to keep it interesting. You're open to feedback and back and forth. If I'm struggling with something, I can, you know, reach out to you and you're like, hey, do this to adjust it or whatever. It's not just a set it and forget it. You don't have a set it and forget it mindset. You have like an active hands-on approach, to the point that I thought I was bugging you and you were like, no, dude, text me more. Like, what are you doing? Like, why are you not sending me more videos?
Just to give context, for the past 6 months while we've been working on this 1,000 pound club, every week I'm like, can you send me videos of your lifts so I make your forms correct? And, you know, we can sort of abide by the rogue rules. So I literally have asked every single week.
Yeah.
And you have maybe sent me, I would say 6 total videos in the past 6 months.
Yeah.
And then whenever I showed you yesterday, Sean, who also did the challenge, I literally had probably 3 videos of each lift each week. I just went through our fucking chat.
Yeah.
So, I mean, number one, you know, I am here for you to bug, but actually I'm going to delve a little bit deeper.
Okay.
Why did you not want to bug me?
Why did I not want to bug you? Because you've grown significantly from when you and I first started. You only had a small handful of clients.
Okay.
And you had grown to quite a significantly higher client base. And I don't want to be selfish, pull you from other clients, whatever. Like you're a grown man and you can handle your stuff. I know that, but I asked. You did ask.
And why are you making it about me and not about you?
What do you mean?
You're making that about me. You
said
I am grown. No. Your answer, you know, I asked you, why did you not want to bug me?
Why did I not want to bug you?
Why did you not want to bug me? And you made it about me.
Okay, that's a good point. Yeah, we might need to edit this.
No.
I didn't, like I said, I didn't want to feel like I was a burden. You know, I didn't want to feel like I was. You did ask, and that's, you know, for all the listeners, that is something I struggle with.
Okay, so why?
Okay.
You gave me the shit the other night with the conversation card, so you're good for it. And you said nothing's off limits. So
you're right. It still ties back to I struggle with I get some self-worth and value from how others perceive me. You know, I can still say all day long, you know, fuck what anyone else thinks, but every now and then that still creeps up. And I do value your opinion, and I don't want to be a nuisance to anyone. It's one of those triggers. I'll just be transparent with you guys. I was told a lot as a kid that I was annoying, and for whatever reason, that was one of those things that defined me. You're annoying, right? That I know that is not categorically true, but I still, at almost 40 now, still struggle with that. Is I don't want to be annoying. I don't want to be a nuisance to anyone. So,
okay. So again, going back to the attaching things. So obviously, and I would say that is, I accept that.
Mm-hmm.
Why has there not been a shift in that? Do you know what I mean? If you've been able to overcome all these things and fuck all the other people and, proving the point.
Yeah. Because at the end of the day, I do still want to be accepted. Okay. Like a lot of folks, I do still want to be accepted and respected and thought highly of. And, it's easy to say, fuck everyone, what everyone else thinks. And to move past that for most folks, as in wanting the opinion or looking for the opinion or the approval of most folks in the world, that's easy. But the folks that I do respect and that I do, consider a friend or mentor or whatever, those are the folks that I do, want that acceptance from and that, that respect or whatever. So yeah, it does still.
Why?
Because
you have said, whenever I asked you about the proving a point to other people or proving a point to yourself, you said the opinions of other people don't matter. But do. So tell me why. Why do you still seek acceptance from those people?
That's a good question. And the first honest answer is I don't know. I don't know why I still chase that acceptance.
Okay, well, think.
I'll have to think on that.
No, let's do it. I mean, okay. I think you know me well enough by now.
Yeah.
I'm not going to accept that.
Yeah, no, I know.
And you also don't want me to accept that.
No.
Because my job as your coach is to help you.
Yeah.
Help you improve.
Yeah.
So
why do I still seek acceptance? Well, so okay. Well, if you want the honest answer, I still seek acceptance from you because you are my trainer. You are somebody I respect. You've got, a fantastic business. You've got the respect and admiration of a ton of people that I also respect. Mm-hmm. You've achieved incredible things in a relatively short time. I mean, let's be honest. Mm-hmm. You've skyrocketed to the top. You're now I've told you this before, you're the trainer to the hackers. Mm-hmm. So when I see all that, everything you've accomplished, everything that you're continuing to do, everything that you're building, it's like, man, that dude, I have nothing but the maddest respect for him. And I hope it's mutual and I don't want to be annoying. And, you are my coach. And I think most trainer client relationships, I would like to impress you. I'd like to impress you, because you're an impressive dude. So,
Okay, fair. And I appreciate the kind words, but also
why?
Well, yes, but also like you said, we're almost 5 years into this. So what leads you to believe that I do not accept you? Do you think I'm the sort of person that would coach someone for the length of time or have a coaching relationship for the length of time that I have with someone that I didn't accept?
That's a good point. Yeah.
And taking me off the table, like other people, why do you still seek that? Because you didn't answer the question. You just told me that you respected
roundabout.
me.
Yeah, I went roundabout because it's a tough question to answer.
Okay. Do you not like doing tough things? Do you not want me to?
Oh no, I do tough things all the time.
Okay, so
why do I still seek acceptance of others? Because I still don't fully embrace the confidence that I've built over the years, and I don't fully embrace I'm not confident enough in myself, if I'm being transparent. Even now, to go, yeah, I am good enough as I am. I do have what it takes as I am. Like, as I am, love me or not, like, you're either gonna love me or respect me, or you're not. And nothing I can say or do is gonna affect that. I don't have the confidence yet to do that. I still kind of seek,
Why do you not have the confidence? And like, to give you, we've been through a lot through this conversation. We've been through a lot in the coaching relationship. You have proved the point. You've done the thing. You know you can do hard things.
Why?
Why do you not have it?
It's still that that little kid.
Even more recently,
Yeah.
you spoke at DEF CON.
Yeah.
So,
and that was cool. It took a long time.
Your words to me were like, that's the, you spoke at a lot of conferences, but this one's different because it's the biggest conference. It's the most well-known. It's whatever way you want to phrase it. So you've done that. All of these things that you have done, in my eyes, which it's my opinion, you can tell me to get fucked, are proof in your ability. So before I ask you why you don't feel you have the confidence, what does confidence mean to you?
That's a good question. The first, and I'm not looping back to what I said before, but the first thought that comes to mind when you say what is confidence is the ability to stand firm in what you believe and go fuck anything else.
Okay, and do you have that?
For several things, yes. For some of my own personal stuff, not as much. I keep having to find a way to, it sounds like, as we're talking, I keep having to find a way to prove myself. And
what's my next question?
Why do you keep having to find a way to prove yourself? Yeah. Because when somebody says, Boyd, you did a good job, for some reason that doesn't resonate with me. It's not, I can't take that in and accept that and go, yeah, that's true. He said I did a good job and he means it. There's always like, well, I could have done better. Or, well, I screwed this up. Or, well, he's just being nice. I can't, I've got to find it in myself to go, when you say you did a good job, like, cool. You mean it. You're being wholehearted.
But
like,
the opinions of other people don't matter.
Matter.
Whether I tell you you've done a good job or not doesn't matter.
Yeah.
So
do I know if I've done a good job? Yeah. And sincerely, like, I can pick apart my lifts on the road. That's just the most recent thing. I can pick apart my lifts on that. And I can go, well, I wish I'd done a little bit more ability work. Squat depth kind of sucked the first try, whatever. I can pick them apart. But at the end of the day, like, I did it. I set out to do it. I had a goal. And I crushed it. So.
Okay. So it sounds like confidence is the thing that you want.
Yeah. It's something I've always struggled with my whole life.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like, fair, I can get it. And I have been fully transparent that I used to mask it with copious amounts of alcohol and have this fake confidence. How do you think you get confidence?
As weird as it sounds, it's just like anything in the gym. It's more reps. So more confidence. So when I tell people, like you said, I've spoken at numerous conferences, when I tell people that are just starting to speak, it only gets easier the more you do. So you've got to put those reps in. You've got to speak and speak and speak and speak. Write the blog. I did. Yeah.
You give me a pep talk that I didn't ask for about speaking at events. I was like, okay, thanks for that. But appreciate it at the same time. So what you're saying is you get confidence from doing the reps, from proof, from evidence.
From proof, from evidence, from doing some internal work and, I guess I hate to say constantly reminding yourself that, like, yes, you do have what it takes. Yes. If you said you did a good job, it doesn't matter if you said you did a good job or not. Like, what is true? Do you know you did a good job? Yes. How do you define that? Like, what's true about that? Okay, I did.
How do you define it? So we'll take the road challenge.
We'll take the road
Beyond,
challenge.
You got the lifts.
Yeah.
How do you know you've done a good job?
Despite the numerous challenges I had this year, I just had a mountain of health stuff this year. I showed up every day to the gym. I did the lifts to the form at the rep range that you prescribed or whatever, with good tempo, with good form. And I told myself, like, you might slack in other areas or whatever, but you're not going to slack in this, because the moment you slack in this, you're going to fail your lifts when it comes time for the attempt. So I stayed disciplined, and I was extremely hard on myself for that. Like I was unrelenting. I would not stop and would not let myself have an easy day or whatever, or like, I'll just kind of half-ass this or whatever. Like I was just, whenever I started thinking that, I was like, shut the fuck up and get on with it. So.
Okay.
So I can say I did a good job because I know the work I put in for the last 6 months.
Because you ticked the boxes, you did the stuff.
Tick the boxes, did the stuff.
That's
one or two boxes got missed because I am human.
Yeah, fine. But I mean, I don't expect perfection. So you have the evidence on this did or did not happen, which is your truth. You have the evidence that you did the lift. Why do you not still have the confidence?
In that particular thing, I do.
Okay.
I can say now I do. Coming up to it, I was slightly doubtful, but I we got there in the end. So I do have the confidence for that thing. And something I struggle with now is, well, what's the next thing? What is it going to take to be accepted?
Okay. So then if we take that back to your measure of acceptance is confidence in that specific area. If we look at that, then that you need the confidence to be accepted.
That's a good point.
Right?
Yeah, that's a good point.
Okay.
Yeah.
How do you get the confidence?
How do you get the confidence?
Yeah.
And it goes back to reps. You've got to, a lot of it is internal work. A lot of it is continuing to do hard things and proving to yourself, like, I'm setting out to do this task, whatever it is. If it's weight loss, right? I'm setting out to lose 5 pounds in, a month or whatever. Then putting in the work to lose that 5 pounds and saying, I did the work. Here's the actionable results. I have the confidence that I have the knowledge now and the effort and the discipline to do the work and lose that 5 pounds. So for me, it's whatever goal I set out to do. It's like, checking the boxes, doing the work, discipline, motivation, whatever. Sometimes you don't have motivation. It's just got to be straight on discipline. And then moving forward and going, okay, what have I now done? What have I now accomplished? Do I need the approval of others because I did this thing? Or can I, confidently say, like, I did this thing, don't need anyone else's approval. I did this, going back to what's my why? Did I do it to get approval from other people, or did I do it for approval for myself? Because part of that too is being okay with being okay, and being okay with, like, dude, you did good. You're fine. You don't need to like that is one thing I can confidently say is I did the Rogue 1,000-pound club. They have a 1250. I have no interest in it. I'm not going to push to that limit. I know my limits, and with the injuries and things, like, I'm very, very happy with where I am. So I'm good there. And I'm confident enough to say there are other people that have the 1250 club, and I'm super proud of them. They're super strong individuals. Good for them. I don't need to do it, and I don't need their approval.
Okay. So you take the box. So from a confidence perspective, you've ticked the box. You've spoken at DEF CON. Like, that's you've ticked the box. You've done the Rogue 1,000-pound club. Yeah. If we take that back to acceptance, do you think the relationship that you and I had in this, if you had done that or not, does it matter? If you hadn't have done it, do you think that it would have been any different?
I don't think it would have been any different, no.
Okay.
Because your job as a coach is to push and help me realize what goals and potentials and things I have, even when I don't believe in myself, and to kind of push on that and go, okay, well, what is it? How do you want to define yourself? What is it that you want out of life, health, fitness, whatever it is? And then you'll get feedback, and then you come back and go, okay, if you want to accomplish this goal or these 3 goals, here's the path forward, right? You want to lose weight, lower your calories. You want to do the Rogue 1,000-pound club. You have to lift in this specific way, over and over and over again, as heavy as possible, going up. You have helped some folks start a business, and they've come to you because you're a business owner. Hey, what do I do? And you go, okay, if you want to start a business, here are the steps I took, adjust accordingly,
Okay. So
I don't know if that answers the question.
I mean,
But does it affect our relationship? Would it have affected our relationship if I had done it or not? No. I think you would have been disappointed if I hadn't accomplished it a little bit.
do you?
Not disappointed in me necessarily. Well, I mean, I guess you would be because I'd be the guy doing it. If I hadn't put in the work and I failed the lifts, then you would have been disappointed in my effort, and you would have gone back and gone, you didn't put in the work. That's why you failed the lifts. So I think to some degree there would have been some disappointment there, because I'd like to think you were excited to see if I could do it, because that is your part of your job as a coach. You're excited when you see all your clients succeed.
Yeah. So would I have been disappointed in whether you hit the lifts or not is one thing.
Mm-hmm.
Would I have been disappointed in had you done the work or not is another thing.
Yeah.
So you don't think I would have been disappointed whether you hit them or not?
Knowing that I put in the work, I don't think you would have been disappointed if I didn't hit them.
Okay. What other areas do you feel like you need confidence in to get acceptance?
You really are. You really are pushing. What other areas? Man. I feel pretty good about public speaking. I feel pretty good about my career, but it's, I guess, interpersonal relationships with folks. Again, fighting that chimp of you're annoying, and just speaking with confidence and forming, and networking with folks and forming those relationships, and accepting that, you are a part of a tribe. You are accepted. You're not an outlier. You're not a, whatever vagrant, whatever word you want to use. You're part of this thing that's bigger than all of us. You are a hacker. That's another definition of a word that I struggled with for a long time is, am I a hacker? Well, I'm doing hacking and I'm doing all these cool things, but am I actually a hacker?
Well, according to my fucking Instagram ad that says, are you a hacker? Everybody replies being like, if you were a real hacker, you wouldn't say you're a hacker. And I'm like, all the fucking hackers that I know quite like being called hackers.
We like being called hackers. It's an honorable title, by the way.
Okay, so you said interpersonal relationships.
Yeah.
Now we're back to the opinions of other people don't matter.
Right.
So if someone thinks you're annoying,
mm-hmm.
What then?
And what? Yeah. And that's the and it's the and what that I have to look at, right? And what? Okay. Do I value this person enough as a person and as a friend to work on whatever it is that they think is annoying about me? Or do I respect them enough to go, I'm sorry you think that's annoying, but fuck you anyways? Like, I'm just going to be me. If being me is annoying you, I'll.
So do I value that person enough to work on what I feel like is being annoying or not?
To them. Yeah.
Okay. So you would be willing to change things about yourself based on what someone else said?
Yeah.
Or how someone else felt?
That's a good observation. I have done that. Guilty. I have done that. And I'm getting too old to do that anymore. And I think we all do at some degree, whether it's consciously or subconsciously. I think we all do sometimes make minor adjustments, and you talk about, well, what is confidence? The confidence is knowing that you don't have to change who you are to get people to accept you. You need to be solid enough in who you are and what you're about and what you believe in and everything else to go, I'm good. I don't need to change who I am to get anybody to accept me. People just have to accept me for who I am. And then
I would say the comment around you don't have to change yourself or who you are to get people to accept you is not true.
Okay.
I don't believe you should change yourself to get people to accept you.
That's what I was trying to say. Is finding the confidence of not having to do that.
Okay. So how do you find that?
How do you find that?
Yeah.
Reps.
Okay. And do you not think you have put the reps in?
Yeah.
Does it matter?
Does it matter?
Does it matter?
No.
So
yeah.
Why worry about it? Why attach anything to it? Why get into the And I can't remember specifically what you said, but I said something on a call and you messaged me about it about 3 weeks later.
Okay. Yeah.
So that had obviously been on your mind because I said something, and it was something of, I would imagine, and I don't know for sure, and maybe if I can go and get the message, like it was about being intense.
Yeah. Okay, I do actually remember that. Yeah.
So I said something
Yeah.
about being intense,
And it rolled around in my head for like 3 weeks.
and you texted me about it.
And I did text you about it finally.
Okay.
Because again, that triggered that whole thought of like, am I annoying? Is intense just another word for annoying, or is intense just
Do you think
too much for people?
Do you think you are intense?
I can be sometimes, yeah.
Okay.
100%.
So I said something in a context of a conversation about you
Yeah.
that you know to be true about yourself,
Yeah.
that you saw as a negative that I said as a positive.
And that's one of the things I struggle with is I took that as you saw it as a negative.
Okay.
So either I misinterpreted it or that little demon got in the way or whatever you want to call it. The monkey got in the way and said, yeah, he said, you're intense. He doesn't like you.
Okay. And whether I think you're intense in a good way or a bad way, does it fucking matter?
Yeah. It shouldn't. No. But
shouldn't.
that's that. It shouldn't. But that's
it does.
that. That's that.
Okay.
That's
I'm gonna stop fucking poking the bear because I feel like we could do this round in circles all day long.
We could.
My question to you is, what are you going to do? What do you believe that you need to do to truly... there have been many times in my life I have done a lot of things to be accepted. Mm-hmm. There have been many times in my life that I have said that I don't give a fuck when that was a lie.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck.
Now.
No.
What changed? What mind shift or what shifted? And when did it shift, or do you remember?
I mean, it was probably gradual. There was an element that before I didn't give a fuck about a lot of things, but I think that I now know there are things that if I have a finite amount of fucks to give, everything else I don't give a fuck about.
Yeah.
Because none of those things matter.
Yeah.
There's things that I value and there's things that I don't value, and I'll not change who I am or what I say for any of those things.
Not to throw it at you, but what caused that mindset shift? Was it a conference? Did somebody say something to you? Was it a book you read? Was it starting your own business, an event or a series of events?
Just realizing that those things didn't matter. I needed to understand the things that I valued. And truthfully, it's exhausting trying to be, you're laughing because you know.
Yeah.
So you know right now, I'm just what I said, that it's exhausting to try and put a front on because of the other people around you.
Yeah.
I didn't want to be exhausted doing that anymore. That's the thing that changed. It's exhausting putting a front on to be accepted by other people or fit in.
Yeah.
I don't believe that I ever truly fitted in. And actually, if we take it right back full circle, I had this conversation with Patrick earlier on.
Yeah.
Always looking for that room to be accepted in. I just built my own room.
Yeah. There's a quote from a movie: "If you build it, they will come."
Yeah. And here we are in my room right now.
And here you are. You built it, and we have come. But
there were many other things that I wanted to talk about, but I hope that you take some time to reflect on the answers
absolutely
that you give.
Yeah.
Not what I said, on the answers that you give. And I don't believe you need to change at all. You are an intense person. Good.
Good. Jocko, good.
What would Jocko say? Good.
Yeah, good.
Like,
okay. It has its advantages.
Yeah. But also, accept it or not, it doesn't matter.
Anyway. I appreciate that. Thank you.
So, we have a question from the last guest for you.
All right. And then I'm going to give one.
Couldn't write it. What obstacle in your path is only in your mind? And how do you table it?
What a good question. What obstacle is only in your mind and how do you table it? That's just what the hour was about. The obstacle of feeling the need to fit in. anywhere I go and everywhere I go, and being accepted by anyone I come across, and, you know, being a part of a tribe, or feeling like I am or I'm not. So how do you overcome that?
How do you table it?
How do you table it? Like you said, not giving a fuck. Quit being exhausted.
Okay, but saying not giving a fuck is one thing. How do you
actionable items? Right. Standing firm in the belief that you are good enough, and
okay,
reaching back.
Those words are nice, but how?
Right. Reaching back on what's actually true versus what, and that's what I was saying earlier. Reaching into and digging deep into what's actually true. You know, are you a lovable person? Yes. Are you worthy of love? Yes. Do you have good friendships with people? Yes. Do you respect people? Yes. Are you respectful and worthy of respect? Absolutely. You know, like standing firm in what you know is actionable truths. And just when I say put it in the reps, sometimes it's even constantly reminding yourself of that and telling yourself that to reprogram your mind so that, like you said, fuck what anybody else says. This is what's true. I don't care about their perceptions. I can say that, and I've got to work on it. I don't care about their perceptions, because how I perceive myself, if people want to hang out, and like you said, you build a box, if people want to come and hang out in the box, they're going to, you know, naturally their own accord. I can't force it. Can't, you can't wish it into being. It's going to happen naturally, or it's not going to happen. So.
Okay. So back to what I said to you right at the very start about going back and attaching meaning or reason to things. Mm-hmm. I believe that you have many reasons to attach to all of the things that you think you need to change. Mm-hmm. You have the proof. You've done the work. You've done hard things. You can prove points to other people and yourself. Yeah.
So why keep going back and trying to attach things to it?
No, I still don't believe that you do need. I don't think that I need to go back. I'm saying that you're a person that goes back to attach things. Yeah. So you have all these things to go back and attach to. Yeah. That will help you overcome the thing that you feel like you need to overcome. I got you. Yeah. Yeah. That's a good point. Yeah. Rely on what you know in the past as true proof to jump over the hurdle, the obstacle, whatever it is. Mm-hmm. Well, thanks for that. Thank you. Appreciate it. I assume we'll just fucking cover this all at another time. Right on. That was David Boyd. Thanks for listening. Thanks for having me. Damn.